have it be a part of my life as much as possible. All right, welcome to the Never Ready podcast. Today I'm lucky enough to be joined by Dale Wake, the lead singer of Kingdom Falls. They are all over the place in the local area. I don't think I see a show card without you guys' name on it around here, which is good, staying real busy. But before we get too into it, I'll give you just a sec to kind of relay to these guys a little bit more about who you are and then what your overall goal is. What are you trying to do here?
All right, I'm Dale. I'm a lead singer for Kingdom Falls. Pretty much, we've been together since about 2019. Started up, rough start. Lots of people in and out of the band, but main two characters, me and my son. We just been plugging along. Didn't even think it would be anything. So it's actually picked up quite a bit more than what we've been noticing. But our main goal is just to put out some music. We enjoy playing, love being on shows, and I mean, all the other guys got different kind of goals, always want to make money, of course, get famous. Yeah. But pretty much, we just enjoy what we're doing.
No, yeah, I mean, that's the most important part right there is making sure you're having fun. Everybody's in it for all sorts of things. Like, I know Blade in particular, he wants to be like one of the number one guys in the world, which that's a big feat. Me, I'm happy just when the second I finish a song and I'm ready to press upload, I'm cool. Like, that's good for me. That's my my bread and butter there is the actual finishing of something. But yeah, so but everybody hopes the money comes. You can't not, especially in something like this where people make the entire careers or become some of the richest people there are just by doing this. Which if you can make a career out of doing what you love, you're winning.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's right now. It's we all have to work, so that's what sucks.
Yeah.
We all gotta do jobs, and then we try to hit the practice, every weekend if possible, but that doesn't always happen. So, and then we try to learn new music. We're wanting to throw a few covers on there, but every time we think about a cover, we end up writing a new song. So it's
yeah, I get that. It's really cool actually that you are able to do this with your son. Like, that must be a real cool experience for you guys.
Yeah, I've been in many bands, and like I said, me and this guy just started this 2019. He just come over and played acoustic guitar, and we just piddled. And then my son come out, and I was like, well, he kind of plays guitar a little bit. And he goes, well, we need a bass player. So he got on YouTube and learned how to play bass.
Yeah, Blade's griped at me so much about if you can play guitar at all, you can play bass most likely.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you're not going to be like Flea out there doing crazy stuff.
Well,
but yeah. But no, that's really cool to be able to do that, and share that with your son.
Yeah.
I feel like that's awesome. First thing, I like to ask people, what was it like for you, before you made the choice to start doing, that was just very much the normal life, 9 to 5 kind of thing? You said you tried a couple bands.
Yeah, I've been in 4, actually. Yeah.
Nice.
Probably since I was 25, I'd say.
And did you perform with all these bands, or?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, started in church, actually. Singing with my brother and his wife and my cousin. We put a little group together called Forgiven. Roman numeral 4, given. Yeah.
I like it.
And we actually played a lot of nursing homes and churches and stuff, but it's more countryside-ish because my cousin's super country, so everything he played was really country.
That was my next question, because I know you for screaming, doing some stuff. I'm you in the nursing home yelling at people.
Yeah. But we went from that to a band. We went and recorded our first CD for Forgiven in West Plains, and met up with a guy named Anthony Reno. He was a really cool guy, and he was talking to us, and he ended up joining the band and playing lead guitar for a while, and then he was a little bit more heavier, and which is what I liked. So when we ended up splitting up, and we started a band called Elijah Sound, which is a hardcore Christian rock band.
Nice.
So, and then we played together for, I swear, 9 years, it seemed like, but we put out a few albums, and then just played mostly in bars. Actually, we played our Christian music in bars because the church just thought we was too heavy.
I never even thought. Are you a Christian band right now?
No.
Kingdom Fall? Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
I had never picked up on anything like that, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
So do you have music released with these other bands, or just made some CDs?
We had just actually just made some CDs, and because back then you didn't really have platforms like you do now. So
definitely, I was curious. I was have to go look up you singing some country because
it was really mild. It was, but Elijah's sound was a lot heavier.
Mm-hmm.
And then when that band, we ended up splitting up. One guy moved away and the other guy moved away. So, and then me and the bass player ended up starting a band called Cyclonic, which was based out of West Plains, which Elijah Sound was based out of West Plains too. And we did that for probably a year or so, played some shows. We never did release any music with that. I don't think so. Not at all. And then that band split up, and then me and a guy named Chris started a band called Roses Withered out of West Plains. And it's like, and then we played out, but we never really recorded a whole lot. But he does have a studio in West Plains, or did. I haven't talked to him in years. So
sounds like you've always been committed to music, though. Like, that's always...
for quite a while. I didn't think about it growing up or nothing. You know, it's just like,
if you'd have told me as a kid I was going to be a producer, I would have probably laughed. Like, oh, what? No, it just didn't seem like something I was going to do.
Yeah, we growing up, I didn't think nothing about it. I mean, I always liked music and everything, but never even crossed my mind.
Has your kid been playing guitar like his whole life? Like,
no, he actually didn't start playing until I don't know how old he was when he started, but he had a friend teach him how to play a few chords, and then that's all he did was kind of pick at it. And then when we started this, he got more interested in it, and now he's actually writing songs.
Awesome.
So he's wrote a few songs. We just started a new one last Sunday. He wrote, so it was pretty cool.
Nice. Is he gonna be singing those, or is he writing them just you're singing?
Just me singing. Now he does backups.
Gotcha.
Backup screams, pretty much.
No, that's awesome. I was just curious because like Blade was a similar situation. He watched his dad like perform all growing up, so that made him want to do it more and like that, you know. So he was just regularly watching it. So I was curious if he was doing it the whole time or just later. But no, that's awesome. I can't kind of get over the fact that it'd be really cool to be in a band with your, like for me with my dad would be cool, but he doesn't do anything musically. But anyways, what would you say was the biggest like shift? What made you like decide like maybe I could, you know, really do this? Like now you have at least one song out now, and I know you got more coming.
We have had some. We made a CD a while back, but we did not like the the recording where we went and got it done in Branson, and then we all was like, you know how that is.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's not release that yet. So
gotcha.
We're actually working on releasing our very first one. I think he's got one song done. I actually listened to it today, finally. They're all done. He just kind of mixing them and stuff. But he's a pretty cool cat, the guy that's doing it. But he sent me a song that I wrote called Better Way, and then just needs a little bit of tweaking, and I think it's going to be set to go.
Awesome.
So
was Gone, because that's the one, that one's out. Was
that one? That was we actually recorded that in West Plains. It was just like a single.
Yeah.
We just did a 2 demo song. It was Gone and Alive, and we kind of just threw them out there.
Yeah. Are you working on an album?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Well, 6 songs right now. Okay. So
yeah. No, awesome.
Being our first actual official one that we're actually gonna be pushing. So
no, that's awesome. I know. Have you messed around with Jake? And I know you played. Obviously, Jake's your drummer. But with Cosmic Criminals, they record their own stuff, don't they?
Yeah, they do it. That's the guy who's recording us.
That's where I was heading.
He's the drummer for Cosmic Criminals.
Oh, awesome.
So, and we just happened to run into him that way, and he's got like a shed set up with everything set up in there, and he's still learning. He got a new program. We had it all recorded, and then he ended up getting a new program, and it kind of messed everything up. So he's like, I want to take this 15-hour tutorial on this thing, and he did. And he come back, and he's like, I know so much.
Yeah, it is a can of worms getting into mixing and all that kind of stuff, and like full-on understanding the studio. It can be a lot, but I commend anybody that takes it on and tries to figure it out, because it's real fun. I know we had talked about it once at your shows that one of your mixers, you have the Behringer one, has a interface.
Yes.
So I remember asking if you were ever, going to potentially try to record demos or anything by yourself.
Well, that Behringer ended up getting fried at a show. We played up at Ramada Inn, and end up the electricity that's going through the stage is, I guess it's a rat's nest, and somebody plugged something in wrong, and that board just.
We got more buzzing out of our equipment there than I think we have anywhere. At the Ramada, it was
Levi, every time he'd get close to his mic, it's shocking.
Yeah, we had to put these on the pop, which don't help that much, but it's just not direct metal. Blade used to have a lip ring, and it would shock the metal in his lip ring. He's like, Yeah, no, I remember that. That was not fun.
Yeah, that's last time we played there, Levi got shocked really bad. He's like, whoa. He's like, I don't know what it is, because I said, I'm not getting shocked. I'm holding my lips right on this. Of course, I was using wireless, so that might have helped.
Yeah.
I don't know. I imagine it did.
Yeah, I imagine it does. Not the direct line to the voltage. Has anything changed for you, like, in your normal life since? Like, people recognize you now as the Kingdom Falls guy, or is it just...
Sometimes. Not a whole lot. I mean, more people realize I'm a meat cutter at the grocery store, so I get that a lot. So I've been there since 2007 here. Yeah. So, but, I get that more than anything.
Yeah, I was curious about it, because I even saw, like, you make some memes and post on your pages, which I like those. The one that was Dale on stage versus Dale off stage felt very accurate, because this is not how you'd hear him. Like, he's like, God, God, and the songs all yelling. Here he's just calm and peaceful.
Yeah, that's how I am normal.
Yeah, no.
It's like,
well, I mean, I was just like, I just wonder how many people would like meet you, and especially if they have heard Kingdom Falls, or maybe like been to Oasis or somewhere, and you guys had played, and then not made the connection because you're just so different than you would picture when you hear your vocals. I mean, not the picture. I could see you singing it, but just the way you start talking, you're just all nice and friendly. You don't expect you to come out all hardcore.
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody's ever really said nothing except for I seen my son put that on there. It's like, yeah, that's pretty much so.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. What were the biggest shifts that made you like decide like, hey, maybe this is the band? Because you guys have been doing so much more with Kingdom Falls. Like I said, I see you guys everywhere. It's not a card in the area I don't see that you guys aren't on.
Yeah, I mean, we just it just started taking off. I mean, I sit there and I get on a Facebook and try to find venues to book shows and stuff like that. We've been our own. We've not really had a manager. We tried manager, and super nice guy. It just we was getting more done on our own, which I'm sure he had a lot on his plate, besides trying to manage us. But he's actually managing some other bands now, so that's really good. I'm pretty proud of that. Rock Girl Entertainment.
Oh yeah, nice.
So yeah,
he's actually you talking about Nicky?
Yeah, Nicky.
Yeah, he's gonna be coming to do this in like a week or two.
Yeah, we had him for about almost a year, but just I was still doing the booking, and that's the main thing I wanted. Somebody else to do the booking and handle all that, and so, but I was still doing that. So we're like, if we're gonna keep doing it, we might as well just not worry about a manager.
Yeah. So. Well, I mean, nobody's gonna want you to succeed as bad as you'll want to succeed. So you'll always work a little harder for yourself than somebody will for you.
Well, see, that's the guys are like, we need to put out an album, and see, I love playing shows, so I'm like, we do need to play shows. Yeah. So, but I mean, because putting out an album's cool and all. You put it on Spotify, but you don't make no money.
No, man.
I was like, we're gonna only make money from T-shirts, hats, and making money for playing. But getting on Spotify, that just for people to listen to.
Yeah,
just unfortunately, it sucks for the music business right now.
Nowadays, in general, for the music business, like you're not really gonna be making a career on your music in particular. I mean, you can if you have a big enough catalog, but really, you hope you get the attention so that you build a name that you can leverage in other ways, like your merch, or you can start another brand, or start, something that fits in along the lines of like people like you, so they buy from you.
Yeah.
So the best thing from posting and getting your music distributed like that is just getting some potentially even some international.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we like the song "Gone" you mentioned earlier. We did send that, and it actually hit top 10 charts in Australia.
Yeah, I remember you posting that actually.
Yeah. That whole CD that we did not like actually hit big over there.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, You know,
well, so you're the artist. You'll always be hardest on your own work.
Yeah, definitely. We are. We sit there and we're like, oh, I don't like that. And the other, you know, you don't like your own part. And all the guys are like, man, that's awesome. And they're like, oh, it sucks.
Everybody's critiquing their spot, and everybody thinks, no, the rest of the stuff's good. My spot sucks. Yeah, we all do the same thing.
Say that all the time.
Man, we do that. I have gotten to the point, because I'm not trying to be a musician. I just make music for the fun of it. So when I make a song, I pretty much like write, record, make it all within that time period. So like I'll walk into the studio, make a beat, make all of it. So it's been like 3 or 4 hours. Now I have a new song, and then I'll put it out right away. I don't even show anybody, because if the next day I'm probably gonna listen to it, like, I don't like that. So like I just throw it out the second I'm done with it, because then that was the reward for me, the fun of sitting and doing it.
Yeah,
I could care less what it does. But same kind of thing, like my music, nobody listens to it around here, because like they know me. I'm just Blake making music. But I had like my Spotify bumped up to like 600 something listeners, and they were all from Finland. Like it was like within a few days, like a bunch of people in Finland were bumping a couple of my songs, and I was like, what? I don't know how that happened, but just that magic from the algorithm of like when you actually put the stuff out, though. But who knows, man? Maybe I could go play a show in Finland and they love it.
I'm telling you, talked to a lot of people. There's a guy that was a manager at Big Lots, and he actually used to play for Survivor, the band Survivor, Eye of the Tiger, all that. Anyway, works at Big Lots in Mountain Home. I was like, what? Anyway, he's a really cool guy. He's in a band called Medieval Steel, and they play overseas constantly. He said the crowds there are way different than here. Yeah. He said they're more into music than what we are here. He said they just go nuts.
I know the American sound, too, is really popular in other countries.
Yeah.
Growing up, I was actually just telling my wife about this, a funny story. Like, we had a PE coach all through. He was the elementary PE coach at school. His name's Coach Ash. He's great. Gary Ash, if you ever like into it. But he was a musician, and we knew he did like some bluegrass stuff, and he'd play every once in a while at school. And it was really cool. But he was gone from the school all the time. Like, just not there. So we have a sub for like a month or two. And then come to find out, I didn't find out till like after high school that he was gone because he was touring in the UK like the whole time. So he's like coming back being a PE coach in his small town, and then he's going to go tour overseas for a while.
Yeah.
Because they love his music there. They love that southern sound that you only get here, you know. But yeah, so it's interesting to see how our music does in the other countries.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest benefit, though, of the actual, like, making your album, you know, putting it out there is broadening the fan.
Yeah. Getting a few more fan base going. Yeah. Yeah, that definitely would help. I mean, you can only grow so much in your town. So.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot in one of the episodes. I've got some varied opinions about. I just don't think that people in your small town, like, obviously they support you to a certain degree, but I think it's a lot harder when like you're just Dale to them, like you're the meat cutter, you're Dale, you know. But when you even just going like a couple hours away to go play a show and people don't know you at all, you're the lead singer of Kingdom Falls now. You know, you're not just Dale, like, hey, Dale, you know.
Yeah.
There's that small, it's like breaking out of your small town can be hard, especially on a musician.
Yeah, I mean, we don't get to play a whole lot in Mountain Home, so you know, there's not very many places to play in Mountain Home.
Unfortunately,
really. No. But that's why we actually travel. We play a lot in Eureka Springs. We got 3 shows already set up for coming up. The February 7th, we're going to be playing at Chelsea's Bar, which is one of the places we play a lot. And then we're going to be playing at the Cat House a couple of times for the first time this year. So, well, pretty excited about that one.
No, so. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I know Chelsea's. Remember you telling Blade he should get in out there.
Yeah, Chelsea's is a fun little bar. It's different. The setup's different. Like, your stage is super high up, and if they get the little dance floor they got, you're kind of looking at people's heads. So it's kind of different, but it's, you know, it's the people there really love music that go there. So
that's awesome. Have you ever, or even had the drive or the want to, but have you ever applied to like any of the music festivals around the area?
We've played a few music festivals. We played we played Canapalooza up in Missouri. We played Newport Art Festival a few times already. Trying to get back in there this year. And then we also played Pride Fest, actual first Pride Fest that actually happened in Hardy, Arkansas. Nice. So we played that a couple of times. but we try to get in some festivals. We're working with a guy named Pumpkin.
Pumpkin Patch Entertainment. Yeah.
Anyway,
I think he's gonna come do an episode too. I don't think we picked a date, but he's gonna.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy. He's really took us under his wing and trying to help us out and get shows. But we're hoping that if it comes through, he might be able to get us in Rocklahoma.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
That's what we're waiting on. He might be able to have a few spots for his own little setup. So he said if he does, you guys are in. It's
awesome.
like sweet.
Yeah, that's a big one, man.
Yeah,
that's
the one we're waiting on. So
no, that'd be badass. That's a big milestone there.
Yeah, we do have a show coming up March 8th at Ragnarok. As far as I remember, Scotty Austin from Saving Abel is going to be the headliner. So
nice.
And then Sins of Eden, which is Nikki's band, he's managing, and then Gravel Switch and Us is going to be playing there. So
nice. Yeah, I need to go check out more shows around there. I haven't even been there since it's been Ragnarok. I wasn't there at all when it was Oasis. I technically was banned from there because the dude didn't like me.
Well, we tried to play there.
Yeah.
They just wouldn't let us because they said we didn't do enough covers.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. I said, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
I kept running into problems with that guy. He, didn't want us. It was so funny. He didn't want us to play, ignored us, blew us off a bunch, and then he had a cancellation on him, and he wanted us to fill that slot for him for like half the price of what we charge to play. And I'm like, you want us there right now, like tonight? I'm like, no. We got to get babysitters. We got to do. We're at least gonna need our money so we could pay people. And and then he banned us because I told him no.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
Well, he tried to get us to play. He goes, "Hey, can you guys play this weekend?" He goes, "I had a cancellation. It was on a Tuesday, I think, and it was for Friday or Saturday. I don't remember." And I said, I said, "Give me a minute." Got a hold of the guys, and they're like, "Absolutely, we can play." So I told him we can play, and he said, "Send me your set list." And I was like, "What do you need my set list for?" I said, "I can send it to you, but you're not going to know anything on it." I said, "We do like 3 covers." He goes, "Oh, never mind. I'll find somebody else. You guys need to learn more covers." I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Are you wanting like a band, an original act, or you wanting to just put on a tribute show or cover show, you know?
And nothing wrong against cover bands.
No.
Nothing wrong at all. I mean, if you're going to write music, just push it out there. If you want to listen to covers, that's most of the covers you hear is already on the radio every day.
Yeah. Or every single person you find, like you go to 6 different bars the same night and it's the guys playing the same songs.
Yeah, it's always it's a popular song,
Yeah, I get it. But
I don't know. I always push for originality. I like to hear people's original stuff. So, but not get me wrong. Now, some people can pull off an amazing cover. And I'm like, whoa, that was really good.
Yeah, I love it when they can make it their own.
Yeah.
We really started trying to focus on that a lot with Blade. Because we moved him away. We had him doing no covers because he was always just the cover guy in the bar. And then we had him, when he had his full band, still doing no covers. And then it got to the point where we're like, all right, we're going to have to sprinkle a couple in to kind of like reel some people in that don't know any of this music. Like you get him singing some song everybody knows the words to, and then you hit him with one of yours, and then another song everybody knows the words to. And it makes that one in the middle stick in their brain a little more, like, well, what was that one? I didn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what we play probably about 4 or 5 of ours, throw in one cover, play about 4 or 5 more.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, we work on some or think about some. It just never. We got the 4 that we normally do, and
well, it's good that you're able to consistently write. I mean, you were saying that you set up a new cover to want to learn, and then you end up writing a song instead. Yeah. That's good problem to have, though.
Well, yeah, it is. It's weird how we write music too, because I can't play a thing. So, but I can hear, and a lot of times I just write down words. I get this melody in my head, and I'll just write the words down, and then it's nothing like it. It comes out nothing like it.
Especially mixing all the different people, like even just the different guitar guy coming out to play you something that you're hearing in your head, and trying to get him to convey it the right way.
Well, see that he usually just like, oh yeah, I learned this. I got this new melody, and I got a whole book full of lyrics, and I'm like, and then I'll be like, oh, that matches really good. So then we'll just go.
Yeah, I've written entire songs to just like YouTube beats, like random things I find, and then end up reusing all of those lyrics to make a song with a beat or something I've made. But now I have like a full written out song. So the instrumentation is going to be way different than whenever I wrote it to.
Oh yeah.
But it's a bunch of words.
Yeah. That's how it happens with me. So
that happened a lot for me because, I mean, before I was ever a producer, I'm just literally finding YouTube stuff and writing stuff just for fun. But pretty much now that I am a producer, I've made beats to all of those songs that I didn't have beats for.
Yeah.
So now it's interesting to see how they become, too, because they're drastically different than what they were in the first time. I have songs that I wrote that should have been, like, female with the way the beat was, and the way and then it's just me doing it because it's a drastically different beat. Now it's a rap song, and it wasn't a rap song, and I'm like, whatever,
Yeah.
It's they take on their own life through the actual creation and like formulating the song together.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like the song we're releasing called Better Way as soon as it's done. I wrote that years ago. It's actually, we played it in Elijah Sound. We played it in Roses Withered or Cyclonic, one of the two. I don't think Roses Withered ever played it, but Cyclonic, we actually had that song in there too. And then we took it on this time. It's just a really good song. But I wrote it years ago. When I was 18 years old, I lost my dad he died at the age of 49. And so I always thought that I'd never make it past the age of 49 because I don't know why it just stuck in my head. So one day I just wrote this song called Better Way. It's got to be a better way than this. And then I'm 51 now. So yeah, it's like, yeah. So I was like, but that song's just like a tribute to my dad on it. I actually wrote a lot of songs about my dad. We got one called Born to Lose. He had that tattooed on his arm. And then my son is actually named after my dad, Dallas. And he actually went and got Born to Lose tattooed on his arm for his grandpa that he never met. Oh. So I thought, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I get that. I feel like I continuously write songs about my two friends that passed away. It's just like that's, it's easy to pull from because it's like probably the rawest, like when you lose someone, like the rawest emotion that sits with you. Like it just doesn't go away. You feel that like for like ever. So it's I just find myself naturally going there a lot when I'm writing.
I do a lot of I grew up in church, got really big into church when my kids was little, and then end up getting out of there. But a lot of my songs, if you listen to the lyrics, they got a little struggle in there in your life, like, something gonna go this way,
No, I mean, that's good for songwriting. You need something to give it that, like, it's like a movie,
Yeah.
It's just a short movie. You have to have that little bit of, like, I can't think of the word, but you have to have some stuff clashing in there. It can't be all a happy story, perfect, or there's no struggle. So it's not going to be, it'd just be boring to, like, listen to a song that's 100% happy. Yeah. Like, or 100, or vice versa, a song that's 100% sad. You need that little bit of,
Well, we got some that's pretty like dark. I call them dark. This is going to be a dark song. So, I've had numerous friends commit suicide. So I write about that a lot. So
that's one of my two friends that passed. That's how he went. So I've touched on that. I actually have one I haven't finished, but I've written a few verses. I end up like taking all these verses and making them the right ones, about suicide. I haven't finished yet. I actually kind of forgot about it until we started talking about it. I need to get back to that.
Yeah. Yeah, we got one that we wrote called Suicide Note, and it's pretty much my take on how I see, I get dark in my head. I'm sure everybody gets dark in their head, and some days you're just like, but the main riff of the song is just don't hate me when I'm gone, and I'm sure everybody feels like that, that's actually, they don't want nobody to hate them.
Absolutely.
But they just don't feel like they can cope no more. So,
no, I can tell you from, I'm honestly getting close to my own personal experience that a lot of times when it comes to the suicide thing, it's like they genuinely feel like they're doing people a favor.
Yeah.
Which is the saddest part. But, that suicide's a hard one, man.
Yeah.
It leaves you with like a lot more questions, a lot more what ifs.
Oh yeah.
Because like my two best friends had passed, like guys I grew up with. One of them had taken his life, and then the other one wrecked his motorcycle 2 years after the first one. And it's very hard to reconcile with both, but the one of him like taking his life leaves me with a lot more of like, what could I have done?
Yeah.
You know, a lot more like, yeah, I should have called a few more times, or you know, something. But I don't know. It's you can't know all the time how people are feeling. But
yeah, because people can be all happy, and they're just like deep down, they're just like,
that was him.
Yeah.
That was the funniest guy I've ever known in my entire life. He's just like if you took Chris Farley and Robin Williams and just like mixed them together, that was my buddy Noah. He's just the most hilarious guy. Always the light of the party, the comedian in every room. But, you know, he's dealing with his own stuff. But also his father had committed suicide when he was young. So I find just through my life and experience and meeting people that were close to suicide, it kind of like creates that as an option.
Yeah.
Once you experience it, you know, when you start getting low, people who have had experienced it are more likely to potentially do that themselves than somebody who hasn't. I don't know the statistics behind if that's true or not, but I've just known in my life that pretty much everybody I know that has had some experience with that before themselves. But it's a sad thing. But writing about it for people like us definitely can.
Yeah,
really
it actually it is because you know, you get in your own head, and then when you write it down, you feel a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Even, you know, we got a song that we do called "Can't Stand Myself," and back when I was going through a bad divorce, I went down and sat by my dad's grave and put a gun to my head, and I got these lyrics and ended up writing this song. Saved my life.
Your music has a way about it, you know.
Sorry to get sentimental.
No, you're fine, man. You're absolutely fine.
But you know, and I always tell that story before we sing that song. You know, for some reason I just started getting these words, you know, in my head, and I just got up and went home and got the paper out and wrote these lyrics down. And it's dark. This song is dark. Just talks about how you know, you can't stand yourself inside, and you know, Lord forgive me for what I'm about to do. But I didn't do it.
No, yeah, thankfully.
But, yeah, so that's why everybody says, well, thank God you're still here. Yeah. You know, it's just like, yeah, it gets dark. So
yeah, trust me, I get you, but it's I've had my fair share of dark days. I know I talked about it once in one of these episodes, so I won't dive too into it, but it was actually what led me to doing music and where I am now is because it was right after my buddy had wrecked and passed away. Man, like I was working for myself, so I took some time off of work, and then when I went back to work, my first 2 jobs were because I ran my own tiling flooring company, so I just was able to dip out for a minute. But when I came back, the people I subbed for, the first 2 jobs they sent me to, first one was on the street, he wrecked his bike, like right down the road. And then the second one was in the church we had his funeral.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, man, and I had to drive 50 miles to and then 50 miles from work every day. So I told one of my buddies, and I was like, man, I am very seriously contemplating just wrecking my car every day. And I was lucky I told him that because he's like, I'm going to flip this coin right now, heads or tails. You know, if it's heads, you're quitting your job. So it was heads, and I called the people I subbed for and said, I'm sorry, I can't come in tomorrow and start that new job. And that literally was like maybe 2 or 3 weeks before I got here and started doing this with Blade. And now I'm happier than I've probably ever been because I'm like, so music has a way about it. I've always been a musical person, but it's very much like a therapy.
Oh,
you know, having it, playing it, making it, just being around it, man. The experience, even just sitting around the campfire, you know, and somebody's playing and everyone's just singing along is like the best feeling, you know.
Yeah.
Can pull you out of whatever. You can be drunk and sad, and then the second you hear somebody singing a song you like, you're like, yeah, you're in that now, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the idea of being able to either relate to or I want to say help some people, but it can even be helpful just to have like to be able to relate to something, even if it's not like telling you there's a light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. Like writing your songs that are about suicide or about, you know, losing somebody, even if you're not like you're just talking about your pain, it can be so nice for that person on the other side that might just feel like they're the only one feeling that. It's a beautiful thing that music allows us to do, to really like put ourselves into people's lives, without even being me. Like, I don't want people sitting and listening to my music, sad music, thinking about me, like Christian Blake writing this song. Just how does it make you feel? You know, like I love that.
Yeah, it hits you instead of you know like, what's this guy thinking about? No, it hits you right here. Yeah,
like that, man. Because what I write a song about and what it might mean to me is cool. That's awesome. But every single person that listens to that song is going to have their own interpretation of the story or how it makes them feel. It's the same as meeting people. Like, you know, I have my visual of you. Your wife has her visual of you. Your son has one. Your friends have. Everyone has a different you built up in their head. But songs are just like that. But you, like, created something that is going to have so many new lives wherever it goes. And that's a beautiful thing to me when it comes to
definitely.
music, especially when you're emotional.
Yeah,
it's a nice...
I get too emotional.
No, that's like, fine. I'm the same way. I'm crying at every little thing. I can't. It's a very regular thing for me and especially happy stuff.
Yeah.
Me and my wife just be watching TV, and it'll be like Bob's Burgers or something stupid, just like a funny show. And there'll be one like little bit of a sentimental spot, and I'll be like, and then she'll just look over like, "You crying?" I'm like, "Why even ask anymore?" Of course I'm crying. I'm always crying. I cry all the time, man. But it's fun. So my next question would be like which we probably already touched on a little bit, being that the music is very much like a therapy kind of thing. But what would you say it is that keeps you motivated, keeps you wanting to make music and play shows, and just because a lot of people, you know, they scratch that itch, they do whatever it is they want to be, whether it's musician or anything, you know, and then they're like, all right, I did it. You know, what keeps you like wanting more and going back for
it? It's like, it's addicting. You get on stage and you have one good show out of, you know, hundreds of people there screaming, having a good time, and you go play a show with 3 people there and you're still addicted to it. It's like a rush no matter what. We, like this band, we put on a show if there's 3 people there. We're going to play just like there's hundreds of people there. We still jump around. We still, you know, we give it our all, even though, you know, you feel like, golly, why is nobody here tonight?
Yeah.
You know, we played shows, you know, at the beginning where people just look at you. They're talking while you're playing, and when you're done, it just got silent. And we're like, so then we're like, okay, the bartender she goes, if you guys want to quit early, you can. I was like, okay, we'll quit early. And then everybody got mad because we quit early. They're like, you guys are so good. And I was like, you're not clapping, you're not saying nothing when we're done. And then they just like flogged us and bought a bunch of merch. So I'm like,
nice.
I was like, this is really cool, but you know, we like some support, you know, after a song. It just,
we've realized you kind of got to call the crowd out when they're a dull crowd. But I think part of that is nobody wants to be like the only one clapping or cheering, which as soon as it starts, they'll all start. But nobody wants to be the first one. They'll be like, nobody clapped the last song. Should I clap? But no, we call him out sometimes. Blade, sometimes he'll be a smartass. He'll be like, hey, tip jar's looking a little empty up here. Like, anybody, especially when he's playing like those cheap little places.
Yeah.
But I tell him sometimes, like, there's places where you are background music and that's what they're hiring, and then there's places that people are coming to see a show.
Yeah.
So there's 2 different levels of shows. But I told him something that you actually just said, because I was giving him crap when I first started working with him, because I started as his manager, but we didn't really know what a manager was. Basically, I was just doing all the booking and stuff every time. I booked all the shows. I got him in the studio. I got him anywhere he needed to be. I started out as a video guy, so I was filming music videos, making content, and all that. But he would be playing shows, and like no one's really there, and he's just like, just not enthusiastic. And I'm like, I don't care if it's 1 person or 100,000 people. I want you to get up there, and it's a Blade Law show. It's not just a guy in the corner, because anybody could be doing what you're doing right now. You need to bring to the table what you bring to the table.
Yeah.
But it's changed him a lot. He plays every show like it's his last at this point.
But you never know. Somebody not even paying attention up there at the bar and might have their phone out recording you and putting it on there, being like, and then you're like,
yeah, you could be lulling around, and that one person that's out there is texting their friends like, you got to come hear this band.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know. You just got to just give it your all and get up there and do whatever you can, man.
Yeah. That's what we try to do. We, you know, and we get home, oh crap, that was awful, you know. Where's everybody at?
Yeah, so, I try to write those off as free practice.
Yeah,
like I got paid to practice.
We do that, you know. All right, do you want to do this one song? We haven't done it in a while. Ain't nobody.
Ain't nobody here. We'll fuck it up.
And we play it great, and we're like,
yeah, better than I ever played it. What the hell?
We go to practice and play it. It's all over the place. Like, what the heck? What the heck?
Man, especially since you love doing live, like Particulars, your thing. This is just a random thought. You ever thought about doing like a live album?
Yeah, we talked about that. Doing something live and also doing an acoustic one. We've done one acoustic show the whole time we've been together, and we didn't even practice for it. We just showed up. We never played acoustic practice, nothing. We just went and played at Wages in West Plains and did an acoustic little show. But the John from the sound man from Ragnarok, he was gonna record us live last time we played there. Not sure if he did or not because there was a lot going on that night. But because he's pretty good at what he does. So
he was the first studio guy we worked with. I went to school with him, known him my whole life.
Yeah, he's
a good guy.
We love him. I mean, we get up there and he's great. He is great for setting us up, and we enjoy working with him. But we thought about doing a live one, and we just never
got around to it.
Yeah, because last year every time we thought about hitting a studio, we go play show. And then this year we took off. We're like, if shows come to us, we're gonna go play. But we're wanting to work on this album, and then Pumpkin. We're letting Pumpkin run his little whatever he's gonna do. He told us, if you guys got a show come up, go ahead and get it. But we're wanting to work with him and have him help us push out. Get us some bigger shows, bigger places. So, but
yeah, he seems like a pretty good guy. I know you guys played it when Afro Man was here.
That's the biggest show we
I know.
played. So
that's the only time I've ever been asked to play at a show. Was Pumpkin hit me up and asked if I wanted to come do some of my songs before Afro Man, and Blade had a show the same day I was running sound for, and I was like, it's like last minute. I can't bail on what I got going. Kind of kicking myself for that just because it would have been a cool experience. Blade immediately, when I told him, he's like, I will cancel my show right now to go to this instead. Let's do that. And I'm like, no, we got commitments, bud. Because that's important to me. We said we're going to be somewhere. We signed off on it. It's the day of. I'm not backing out. But, that would have been a fun one.
Yeah, so. There was a lot of people there. It was like 670 or 80 in there. And it was nuts. Because mostly, rap artists, of course, country rap. And we was in the middle. So it's like they had the rap guys come up and they played, and then all of a sudden we step on stage and they see instruments and the crowd went nuts. They're like, yeah. And then we played and they was insane. Yeah. They ate it up.
So I was kicking myself for that one.
It was a good show. And then you go play the next one and you're like,
Yeah. What would you say is the biggest show you've ever played, or like biggest crowd?
The biggest crowd we ever played would probably be that Afro Man show, I'd say.
Yeah, you got Afro Man as your headliner. But
in a tight space. We played some places, there's people everywhere, but, they're not really focused on you. But, Afro Man show was a big show. Yeah. I believe that's probably the biggest one
I was just curious. I at least should have tried to make it out there that night after the show or something we were doing, but comes and goes.
Y'all. I always say you don't want to burn a bridge somewhere that's you might want to play there again.
Definitely.
So,
yeah.
We played some places, and they've had us back, and we played there like 3 times, and every time we played there, there's not a whole lot of big crowd, and it was a 4-hour drive to get where we was going, and but they paid us. We played, and the people that was there liked us, but, just wish there was more. But, it's like, don't burn a bridge because you never know who's going to be there when you get there,
I'm curious to see how your shows change after you do get an album released, like, because if there be just that many more people coming to hear Kingdom Falls, not coming to hear they got a band in town, let's go see what's going on at this place, like they know your songs. So it'd be real cool. I'm sure you play some of the same venues here and there. So you got to the point where anybody's singing your songs back to you yet?
We have a few times. We played at in Eminence, Missouri, and called the Double O Saloon, and we played there quite often back in the day. We haven't played there in probably almost 2 years now, but when we played there, you'd see them certain songs they'd be singing along, and I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
We got one song we play, even people don't even know it. It's called "F U Girl," and right when we start playing the chorus, they're sticking their middle fingers up, and they're like already know the song.
Yeah.
It's like all right, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
I don't do the stage thing, but even whenever I'm like around somebody and they come up to me and they're just like spat some of my lyrics back to me, I'm like, you listen to it. That's cool. It's a cool feeling.
Being on stage is just like it's a difference than you know. It's just like a little rush you get, especially when people are enjoying it. I mean, when they're up there and they're like, yeah, I mean, it makes you want to get more involved, and more active, and
yeah, I probably would have done the Afro Man one had I done a show before, but I still, to this day, I've never performed anything like vocally. I've sang karaoke at a bar, that's about it. I've been on stage at one of the Blades festivals he played at. I played guitar for one song because he needed, like, he had a very specific weird tuning for one song, and it required 2 guitars, so I had to come up and just like, I'll play this one part for you. But that's my full extent of, like, being on stage. But, man, I'll tell you, if the first time I had ever got up there would have been at that Afro Man show, I probably would have crapped my pants up there like, oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a big show. And they've been trying to get him back here, so hopefully they will because, I mean, he brings out a big crowd.
Yeah,
so
I know Ragnarok, they're having problems because their liquor license stuff, just trying to get bigger shows going. But
yeah, that's a big issue
big
right
headache.
now. So.
I saw Pumpkin, actually. I shared it on my Never Ready Productions page, him looking for potential other venues in the area just because like, he's trying to grow the area.
Well, the thing is, most bands that he's booking, they want alcohol there.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, people loosen up. They,
countless shows
totally
we played for X amount of money and X amount of tab. Like that's very regular thing. I know artists that played solely for a bar tab.
Yeah.
So like, you kind of want that. I don't really ever drink anymore. I probably haven't been drunk since like 2023 at some point. It was probably at one of these shows. But for a while there, like when I was the manager of Blade stuff, I still get some kind of a treatment because I'm always with him doing a sound for him if I am there or anything. But man, I was getting free drinks at all these bars. They're just like, what do you want? I had bartenders bringing me stuff. Like, it's the manager. And I'm like, hey, thanks, guys. I started drinking a little more there. But, man, that's just like when it's come up in your face. And playing in bars, too, man. I know so many artists that really want to get trashed. We've had that as a problem with some of our band members who want to get too trashed.
Yeah.
Breaking shit or, just getting so drunk you can't play. And I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't think I've been drunk since 23 years old. So
nice.
Yeah, actually,
good for you.
It's been I don't actually drink at all. Yeah. It's like everybody says you're totally different because outside of being on stage, I actually don't cuss.
Yeah.
I don't say that. So if you hear me say it, I'm actually really mad if I'm off. But on stage, if we got
if the song calls for it, it calls for it.
It's. I mean, I don't see it a big deal, but I had probably one shot in a year because they just wouldn't stop. Or you got to take a shot. Come on, it's a whole band's got to. I was like, I don't drink. It's not that it's nothing. I don't find anything wrong with it. I just don't do it.
No, man, I'm a smoker personally. I just would much rather smoke, but drinking, it's not worth the hangover. Man.
Yeah,
like I don't want to lose the whole next day, and I get bad hangovers, man. I lose the whole next day. Nowadays, the most I ever drink, my dad's always been a drinker, so not like heavy drink or nothing, but he'll come home and have a beer or two, and then he'll have maybe like a fancy mixed drink or something he makes. So when I go over to his house, he's got his fancy like china cabinet full of fancy whiskeys. He'll usually make me like a fancy little smoked old fashioned or something. That's the most I drink is just to have a drink with my dad, but it's never getting drunk or anything. I don't nowadays. I don't like it. I mean, obviously you like it in the moment, but everything else around it, I don't like not being completely in control of myself. I used to drink and black out like all the time. I had to stop that because that's not good.
Well, most of the time, all of the time, I drive to where we're going. So not only that, but that's one other reason I don't drink. But
yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I became the DD. That's why I kind of stopped at the shows because, like, again, I was managing the band, and the band all wanted to drink and have fun. And I'm like, all right, I have to make sure the equipment gets home and all you guys get home. So I'm just going to not.
Yeah.
But it's evolved from there.
Yeah, the guys, they'll have their beer. Usually when you get set up, they'll have a beer or two. We always play a pool tournament while we're waiting to start playing. We got a little ritual we do. Everybody's got to play pool one time. So, nice. And then, because we're actually more than just like a band. We kind of fit in. We click with each other. And most of the other bands I've been in, you just don't. It just ain't it didn't feel like we're clicking a whole lot.
It becomes more like a little family, like a little second family you got. I get that, man. We had bands and all that. Now, like, I'm obviously not a band, but there's the 4 of us here that run Never Ready Productions. So, it's me and my wife, and then Blade and his old lady Tara. So it's just the 4 of us doing everything, and we all like live here. Well, I live in the RV behind the house, but we all like live here and operate everything together. We got 4 kids that live in this house. Like we're very much like a family. Like me and Taylor are the aunt and uncle to all the kids here.
Yeah.
And it's so much better than any of the, like, when we were bouncing around at different studios, or had different band members every other day of the week trying to find the right band members to stay. Now that we're just a few of us that are very much committed and we all get along together, it's such a better feeling.
Yeah.
We can all just sit around and hang out, or we can sit around and work, and it doesn't really feel like much different. Like we're just the same little group.
Yeah. Yeah. We end up getting a new guitar player, which Levi's been with us, I think, 3 years. And Jake's been with us 2 now, the drummer. And before that, we had 2 or 3 drummers, two or 3 guitar players, just 1 bass player all the time. One singer, but no, they was, and then there's time we didn't think we was gonna, go any further, and then it just kind of picked back up. Some, get another person in, then you gotta rework everything, learn stuff. Some of the songs are gonna sound different than what you're used to, which is, not a big deal. But for the most part, all of us get along great. We on our rides there, we're cracking up, joking on the rides back. We're cracking up, and Levi falls asleep about 5 minutes out. Then we make fun of him while he's sleeping.
That's funny. That's funny. No, man, that's great because really, it's all fun and awesome. And if you make money at it, cool. If you play huge shows, cool. But you're making some of the best memories you're gonna have for the rest of your life, traveling with the guys and doing all the, playing the band stuff. And again, doing it with your kid, that's gonna be stuff he'll remember forever.
Well, my wife actually comes to every show.
Yeah, she was running the merch table for a while. Yep.
Yeah,
I should have wore my Kingdom Falls shirt. I didn't
either.
I like the hat though.
Yeah, wore the hat. So.
Nice.
But she comes to almost every show we play, unless it's really far away, because we don't have kids, we have dogs.
Yeah, we got dogs here. There's actually a new one just showed up the other day. A little boy puppy came out of nowhere. He was outside my RV, and we posted for days about him, and nobody's claiming him. He's got a hurt foot. So it's really kind of thinking, it's happened a lot down the dirt road. We're thinking that somebody kind of just dropped him off, left him. If someone claims him, then that's their dog. But right now, like, everybody's done fell in love with him. So now there's him, there's River, there's Ruthie, there's Lucy, there's Yuka, there's Luna. There's 6 dogs here.
Oh, wow.
And then 2 inside cats and like 4 outside cats. So we have a bunch of animals. We can't stay gone very long.
Yeah, that's the way we are. If we're gone too long, we do have a friend that will come and let the dogs out a couple of times. But not too many people can come in our house because we got one dog that hates everybody. And she's a Cane Corso, and she's huge and hates everyone. We got huge dogs, Great Dane, Cane Corso,
nice.
And a chocolate lab husky mix.
Yeah.
So all of them are big dogs, and they're all inside. Yeah.
So all ours are inside. Mine has recently, like, he's getting to be almost 4, and he's just recently kind of became an asshole. He's always been real friendly with everything, but now, like, he's cool with, like, chick dogs. He's sometimes, when a boy dog's around, he's like, you son of a bitch. And then also people, like, it's the most random thing. Like, he's been around all these people forever, but now, like, if my brother comes over, he just looks at him and is like, Rrr. He's never bit anybody or anything like that, but he's very vocal. He's got husky, or he's got wolf, actually, in him. So he talks. He's just
that's the way our dog does.
all the time. So I really think the growling's just more him talking because he's so vocal. But he's even started doing it to my wife now. That was her dog. Like forever. He's come more bonded to me, and now like it's so funny. She hates it, but we'll be laying in bed, and he's there, and like I'll start petting him, and he's cool, and then she'll pet him, and he'll be like her, and then she'll stop, and he'll stop, and then she'll pet him. He's her, and then I'll touch him and he'll stop. And it's just like he's like no, but yeah, no, it's funny. The same thing though, because we can't leave for very long.
Yeah.
And then with the 4 kids here, the girls half time will go to their dads. They're every other week, and then Blade's kids they'll go to their grandmas sometimes, like for a show. But now that I don't have to go to every show, Blade's become good enough of a sound guy. He can run all his stuff fine. A lot of times I stay here with the kids on the weekends, so but that's what I mean by we're very much like a family here, like tight knit, like whatever role needs filled, we'll make it happen. You know?
Yeah. I mean, Levi and them have been coming over to the house for a year or two, and our dog won't let him in. She will not let any. I mean, she's foaming at the mouth at the window, barking at them.
Jeez.
Just like, and nobody's like wants to come in. So
yeah.
like, my wife's like, "You gonna lock the door? We're running town." It's like, ain't nobody gonna get in
yeah,
this
no,
house.
we'll be fine.
It's like she is at that window just.
Yeah. See, I ain't worried about my RV for that either. It's always unlocked. But if you open the door, Yuka's gonna be standing right there in your face, like, "Who the hell are you?"
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's funny. Like if he knows you, cool. What's up? If he doesn't know you, don't come in my house.
Yeah.
He hates it when I bring one of the cats in. I bring one of the cats in. He's like my cat. He's just mostly outside. I bring him in every day. Like just during the day, he comes in and takes a nap for a while. But every time my dog will make him stay in the chair. When he gets out of the chair, he's like, "Rrr," and follows him around. Once he gets up in the chair, he's like, "Fine, you're good right there." And walk away. It's so funny. But yeah, it can make it. It's very much like just having kids at the house.
Yeah,
like you can't be gone for too long. Yeah,
it's just like having kids. Because they got the mind of their own.
Oh, man, my dog's got so much personality, too. Like, they're very much, like, there's a lot of thoughts going on in that head.
Yeah. We just got the Great Dane. She's been with us for a year. And every night, 7:30, she'll get up, because that's our routine. Because I get up and go to work I'm at work about 3:15 in the morning. So she'll get up out of her chair and walk over to me and put her face on mine, give me a kiss, and then she's like ready to go to bed.
Yeah. How do they react to the loud music, like when you're practicing?
They don't bother them at all.
Mine either. Like I could be working on something, mixing a song in the studio, and mine would just sleep at my feet and be like, I don't care.
I'll go in like they're in there jamming, and I'll go in and get a water. They're just chilling.
Nice. Probably used to it at this point too. You've been playing together. You said what, 3 years for this band?
2019. So.
Oh man, 6 years going on.
Yeah. Well, 3 years with Levi, 2 years with Jake. So
yeah.
So
nice.
But me and Dallas started 2019. So actually February sometime aroundish. So, but like I said, been a hit and miss. First year you don't really count as playing. You're just
learning how to be a band,
learning how to do it. And then we had we had a few guys come and go incident, like I said, not family.
Yeah.
This is more like family. Nobody's ever like,
yeah. Oh yeah. I've had some of those head clashing between members. Yeah.
So, we just take it stride by stride, hopefully get bigger, get better. We all think our music's good. So, we got a guy tell us, you guys are more popular than you actually realize. And I'm like,
no, yeah, you guys, like I said, man.
I was like, I don't think so. But he's like, no, seriously.
If I say Kingdom Falls now, like most of the people around here would know, like that's the band that's playing around. Like like I said, you're on most cards I see coming up, like big events. You guys are typically on there somewhere. Pretty much always seeing you guys on Facebook. And I do like the memes that have been coming too.
That.
That's nice. No, I like it. It adds a touch of personality to your guys' band page, which is what you need, because people need something. Like even this will be split up into a bunch of little content clips and stuff like that. But it's the same idea as like people buy from people they like. Yeah. So people get to know you more, or get to know your kid or any of your band members. They're going to want to come check out more of your stuff. Yeah. So that's cool. And I just see you guys getting better and a little bigger and bigger and bigger, especially as you do release that album. I think that'll be really beneficial for you guys.
Yeah. Pumpkin the other day, he sent me a message and he goes, "I met a fan. She took your hat." Because he was wearing our Kingdom Falls hat. Yeah. And he was up in Missouri somewhere at a bar. And he goes, "She was at the show you guys opened up for Green Jelly in Springfield." Mm-hmm. And she wanted to buy some merch, but they was in the process of moving or something or other where they didn't have a lot of money. So he goes, "She took my hat. I ended up giving it to her and signed it." And she's like, "She loves you guys. So I need to set up a show around there." And I was like, "Yes, you do."
Yeah. Where there is demand, we will play. Yeah. No, that's good. Those are such a special moments here in those little stories or anything when people are like, "Eh." But I'm waiting for the day that someone comes in and finds you slicing meat and is like, "Are you Dale?
Yeah.
Are you Kingdom Falls? Are you that guy?"
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know when that starts happening.
Yeah, I get more. "Hey, you're the butcher."
Yeah. One day that'll switch.
Yeah.
You go to your grocery store or wherever is going to start really liking having you working there. You're going to be bringing in business. Everybody want to come talk to the butcher.
Yeah.
Will you sign my meat, please? Yeah, it's just like the paper wrapped around it. Just Dale Wick. No, that's nice, man. So, I mean, honestly, we probably touched on a lot of the topics there, but the final thing I really do here is where I like you to talk directly to whoever's listening to, and I try to bring people on this podcast that I feel like are doing exceptional things with their lives and, have really taken the chance to commit to themselves, which is why, my company and this is called Never Ready, because most people are stuck in that stage of just never being ready, always have the same excuse or the next excuse or whatever it may be. But what would you like to say to anybody that feels like they're caught in that state of just never being ready? Like they're just, you know what I mean? They're always making excuses. They won't dive into something because you've definitely committed into what you got going on here. Like I said, getting up at 3 a.m. to go to work and then come home. And then also you got a whole band you're managing. You're booking shows. You're practicing. You're doing all the stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what would you want to say to anybody that's just, in their own way?
No matter what, it's always worth chasing your dream. Whether you think it is or not, whether you think you're good enough, you got to pursue it. You got to shoot for it because, life's pretty short. Everybody says this, life's so short, just do it. But, you got to push yourself to be better. To me, I think my singing's horrid and everybody's like, "No, you're really good." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I hear it, but, so that just makes me feel like, okay, maybe I'm not as bad as what I really think I am. So, but I always harder on yourself than what you should be. Just put that one foot out there, take a chance, take a leap, go for it. You never know what's going to happen. The first time you're going to be really nervous about doing it. The second time you're still going to be nervous about doing it. But sooner or later that nervousness is going to be gone and you're going to be commanding whatever you want to put your foot to.
No, beautifully said, man. So, anyways, we want to let these people know where they can find you, where to look out for Kingdom Falls.
Yeah, you can check us out on Facebook. I think it's under a Kingdom Falls page. And then also Instagram, official Kingdom Falls. We don't do a lot of Instagram, just let you know. I don't like Instagram. So I find it weird. But anyway, mainly on Facebook. We do have our song Better Way is on Spotify, but it's an unfinished version. We had to put it on there just to get it started. So we will be pushing that more once we get it. So as soon as we get our stuff on Spotify, we will be letting everybody know. And also next February 7th, we'll be at Chelsea's Bar in Eureka Springs, show at 9 to 12. If you're in that area, come on out. And then definitely all the Mountain Home people, March 8th with Scotty Austin, Gravel Switch, Sins of Eden. It's going to be a hard rock show at Ragnarok. Come and check it out. Tickets are $25 each. If you need a ticket, hit us up on Facebook. You can personal message our Facebook page, and I'm pretty well the only one that answers it, so you'll get a hold of me. These are all going to be digital copies. We'll just send you, a shot of it. No copies in hand. We figured it's easier to keep track that way. So definitely come out hit us up, and also check out Blade. We like what he does, and also, really cool guy. So hit his music up too, and Never Ready Productions. We want to thanks for coming out. Let me come out. Yeah, you come out. You're out here all the time.
So, this is my studio.
Yeah, it's coming out to my studio. No.
Do you have merch online, or is it just like do you sell it just at shows?
We usually just sell at shows because, we can actually do merch online. We do have Cash App that we it's on there somewhere. Anyway, if you could ask us, we could send you that.
Yeah, just hit them up on Facebook if you're interested.
Yeah,
in anything
we have
like that.
hats, T-shirts. I don't know what all we got.
I can't even remember what mine says right now, but you had like funny sayings or something on.
Actually, most of the back of our shirts are actually song lyrics.
Well, that's what it was. Yeah, it was song lyrics. I can't remember which one I got now. I know the front, it's just black and it's got the big white Kingdom Falls thing that's on the top, but I can't remember what the hell's on the back right now. I wish I'd have wore it, but. Yeah, man, hit this guy up for merch, for shows, for whatever. Man, get out to their shows because they play hard rock and they do rock. So it's real good stuff. But, man, thank you for coming out.
Yeah,
buddy.
no problem.
Yeah, man. As always, I hope we can help you feel a little less like you're never ready.